Understanding air pollution is, well, really important. Air pollution is a simple but serious problem. It happens when harmful things get into the air we breathe. Think of it like dirt mixing with clean water. These harmful things are called pollutants. They can be tiny, invisible particles or harmful gases. So, where do they come from? They come from many places. Smoke from factories, exhaust from cars and buses, dust from construction sites, burning crops in fields, burning garbage in our neighborhoods. When all these pollutants mix in the air becomes dirty and unsafe for us to breathe. One of the most dangerous is called particulate matter, or PM 2.5. Because they are so small, you can breathe them deep into your lungs. From there they can even get into your blood. Other pollutants include gases like nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide. These often come from burning fuel like petrol, diesel, and coal. Another harmful gas is ozone. It forms when other pollutants react with sunlight. All these together make the air unhealthy. In many parts of North India, including Haryana, this has become a daily reality for millions of people. The air that should be clean and clear has become a thick, soupy mixture of poisons. Understanding air pollution is the first step to fighting it. Every time we take a breath on a polluted day, we are taking these harmful substances into our bodies. Children are especially at risk. Elderly people are especially at risk. Have you ever looked outside on a cold morning and seen a thick gray blanket covering everything? This is often not just fog, it is smog. The tiny pollutant particles, especially PM 2.5, scatter and absorb sunlight. When sunlight tries to pass through the air, these particles get in the way. Instead of light traveling in a straight line to our eyes, it gets bounced around in all directions. This is what makes the air look hazy and milky, reducing how far we can see clearly. Imagine trying to look through a clean window versus a dirty, dusty one. The pollution particles act like that layer of dust on the window of our atmosphere. The more particles there are in the air, the dirtier the window becomes, and the harder it is to see things that are far away. On a clear day, you might be able to see mountains or buildings many kilometers away. But on a highly polluted day, you might struggle to see something just a few hundred meters down the road. The vibrant colors of nature in our cities become washed out and appear dull and gray. This loss of visibility is a serious issue that impacts our daily lives. For drivers on the road, it can be very dangerous, leading to accidents when they cannot see other vehicles clearly. For pilots, it can mean delaying or canceling flights because landing and taking off become too risky. The simple joy of watching a sunrise or a sunset is lost when the sun is just a faint orb behind a thick curtain of smog. The world feels smaller and more confined when we are trapped under a dome of polluted air. The numbers tell a frightening story about the air in Haryana. For many years, cities across the state have consistently ranked among the most polluted in the world. Data from Government Monitoring Station's Center for Science and Environment show alarming levels of pollutants, especially during the winter months. For example, in November 2024, Gurugram's AQI reached over 450, which is considered hazardous. From October to January, PM 2.5 often soars to severe or hazardous levels. In 2024, for instance, cities like Gurugram, Faridabad, Hisar, Panipat frequently recorded AQI values well over 400, and sometimes even past the 500 mark, which is off the standard scale. These numbers are not just abstract figures, they signal a public health emergency. The safe limit for PM 2.5 exposure set by the World Health Organization is an annual average of 5 micrograms per cubic meter. However, on many days in Haryana, the 24-hour average can be more than 50 times that limit. A recent trend analysis shows that while there have been some efforts to control pollution, the winter crisis remains deeply entrenched. The period after the monsoon, when farmers burn crop stubble combined with slower wind speeds and colder temperatures, creates a perfect storm for trapping pollutants close to the ground, leading to these extreme pollution episodes year after year. Let's look at a specific example from the winter of 2024 to 2025. Data from the Central Pollution Control Board portal showed that on several days in November 2024, the city of Gurugram had a 24-hour average PM 2.5 concentration of over 350 micrograms per cubic meter. On those days, visibility dropped to less than 500 meters. This means you could not see a building that was just a few blocks away. This dense curtain of smog has a direct and damaging impact on tourism in Haryana. The state is home to several sites of historical and natural importance, but their appeal is severely diminished when shrouded in pollution. Imagine a tourist traveling to see the serene beauty of Brahma Sarovar in Kurukshetra, a place of immense religious significance. They arrive in November, hoping for a spiritual experience but are greeted by a thick gray haze that hangs over the water. The temples on the far side of the Sarovar are barely visible and the air stings their eyes and throat. The experience is not one of peace but of discomfort. Take the Aravalli Biodiversity Park in Gurugram, a green lung for the city. It is meant to be a place where people can connect with nature. However, during the peak pollution season the park is engulfed in smog. Tourists who come for birdwatching and those on a simple nature walk find visibility so poor they can barely see trees or spot birds. On November 15, 2024, Gurugram's AQI crossed 450. The view from the park's hills was completely blocked by a wall of gray smog. The magnificent Sheikh Chilis tomb in Thanissar with its beautiful white dome is a sight to behold against a clear blue sky. But for tourists visiting during the winter, that picture-perfect moment is, honestly, impossible. The monument appears as a faint silhouette, its fine architectural details lost in the haze. Photographers, amateur, find it frustrating. Photographers, professional, also find it frustrating. In the end, the fight for clean air in Haryana is a fight for its future. Every child deserves to grow up breathing air that doesn't harm their lungs. Clean air is not a luxury, it is a basic human right. For tourism, clean air is the very foundation upon which the industry is built. Tourists travel to experience new places, to see beautiful landscapes, and to explore rich cultural heritage. The path to clean air requires strong and sustained action. We have the knowledge and the technology to make this change happen. Imagine a future where the Aravallis are visible every day from Gurugram, where the waters of Brahma Sarovar reflect a brilliant blue sky. The clouds of pollution must part, so that the true beauty of Haryana can shine through once again for all to see.